Hello there everyone, welcome back to another batch of Gate Ruler card reveals, and there have been some very exciting ones. I want to apologise for not having the daily influencer card reveals going up recently. There were some big changes to the schedule, which meant that all the pre-recorded videos basically I made for them, I couldn't upload because I would have leaked cards. So I will be back on track on those very, very shortly, so I hope that you are looking forward to seeing them. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started with these reveals. Okay, so we will start off with Mr. Dead Language. Now, this is a very, very powerful card. So this is your Imagine Front, level 1, 3/3/1. No touchdown or overdrive, so you can use this in whatever you want. And its effect is, when this is in your attack zone, combat damage dealt to you is 0. This is effectively like having a second defense zone unit, but a little bit better. Because it has 3 HP, this is not going to be super easily removed by many things. In terms of effect removal, a lot of that is burn too. So this is going to be something that your opponent's actually going to have to attack into, which means with a defensive zone unit, that is potentially that means potentially your opponent's only really going to be able to attack you with their ruler. It's also worth considering that because this doesn't go in the defensive zone, it's not vulnerable to the defensive zone popping that exists in the game. Oh, excuse me. So. Then we got some new cards which have been added to the demo deck expansion sheet. I know a lot of people are playing with the demo decks. My personal advice is get a feel for the game, play the demo decks a couple times, and then just chill, just leave it. In less than a week, in a few days in fact, we will have the full set list. You can go ham doing your full decks. Don't burn yourself out on demo decks, it's a bad idea. Anyway. Here we've got a vanilla 4/3/1, so this is sort of the opposite stats on the butterfly from the demo deck, and I think the butterfly is probably a bit better. 4 HP is just very chonky, whereas 3 is like a pretty common stat line to be able to hit in terms of attacking. So I think this is a little less good, but a nice option to have for Atlas anyway. It is a wizard, which will probably be relevant for something. I think it's relevant for Shuri, I think. Then we have got a card I am very excited about, Specialist Soldier Spotter Drafts. This is another card for the Zoo Force or the Wild Force deck, which is really, really, really exciting. This is a level 0, 2/3/1, so pretty reasonable stats. Well, no, not really. They're pretty meh. But the effect is give +1 to the original value of effect damage dealt to enemy units by your cards, which is insane. I think it's pretty obvious why this is insane, but for the sake of argument, if you're not sure, this will turn Hellkong into a burn 5, which is removing almost anything. This will turn Buster Arm into a burn 7, which is literally removing anything. This will turn your burn 2s into burn 3s, which suddenly means they're targeting a lot, they're threatening a lot. And don't forget, you can use this in combination with the field spell to give +2 to everything. And then, I mean, Buster Conk on entry, burn 6, that's removing pretty much everything in the game. Like 2 cards or something that it will not remove. Your burn, any burn 1s that you may have will become burn 3s, burn 2s become burn 4s. That's really, really scary. For example, if you were running Atlas Yomanjin, that level 3 which burns 3, well, now that's burning 5. Split up however you want amongst the enemy units. So that's scary. Yeah, this is a phenomenal card. I think it's going to be an absolute staple in a control Atlas, a control deck that utilizes Atlas. It's very, very good. And then we've got another very powerful removal tool here, Magic Blaster. This is a level 1. The counter is play this, and the timing is it's immediate, and you can choose an enemy unit and deal 3. As I just said, 2 is like a very common burn amount, so a lot of things are statted at 3 to make them just a little bit immune to that, but here, you don't care, you're instantly able to do this. I think this is going to be a really, really solid card in Knight. In Apprentice, because it has counter, so it's fighting for counter slots, which is already like hard. But in Apprentice, it's never going to win that battle because it's a level 1. So, you know, for balance reasons, it's never going to be as useful as like a level 3. Whereas in Knight, you know, having this for 1 can be really, really valuable. This means that, you know, you're able to like feasibly just play it. I think this is a really, really, really powerful option, and do not sleep on the ability for this card to just completely disrupt your opponent's turn. You know, imagine flipping this in response to a declaration of a Genesis summon, like with Shiori, and you just remove the target. Like, you probably just ended their turn. So yeah, I think this is very, very powerful. Do not sleep on this. I think it's very good. There were also some updates here for the localized names. So these are all the localized names. I think they're all good besides Soul Guard, which is Charge Shield, which, I like Soul Guard, but it is what it is. And that's everything for that one. Next, we've got Horror Core Sumerian. So this, I may have already talked about this, I'm not sure. But this is a very, very, very good card. God, I'm sniffing everywhere. This is awful. So this is a Crime Naught Shark Beast. So Crime Naught and Beast are very relevant typings. And it's a 3/2/2, but if your opponent has 1 or less cards in hand, it gets +2 attack and +2 HP. So this would be a 3/5/2 for level 1. That is ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. This will probably just be run in any deck with the level 1 space to spare that's running Wonderverse. It's automatically useful against Apprentice and Highlander. I'm going to assume that World Masters are not going to get played from now on, just because I don't want to really include them, and they'll be irrelevant come set 2 anyway. So we're just going to ignore them for now. This is immediately ridiculous value against 70% of your matchups, basically. Which is, you know, insane. And, you know, you can just side it if you're that worried. You know, if Knight is that much a portion of the meta, which to be fair, I'm expecting it to be, then, you know, you can just side this card and side it in when it's useful. You can go full discard to really disrupt your Knight opponent, and then have this ridiculous value card here. Like, it's just really scary. Worth saying as well, this is like a continuous kind of effect. So if your opponent doesn't like keep it in mind, and they do something stupid, like they have 2 cards in hand, and they play a removal tool, like for example, like they hard play like something that burns 3. Well, this just got +2 HP, so they actually fail to remove it, which is worth keeping in mind. That's something that's probably going to trip players up if they're not keeping on top of it. So yeah, very good card, and it's a beast, so you can buff it from the set spell for beasts as well. Then we have got some support for darkness here, for creation summon, Genesis summon. This is an Atlas one. This is Owl, Apparition, and Beast, so very relevant typing there. It's a 2/1/1 familiar, and you can make this card level 1 till the end of the turn. Just a clone of Hydra there. I think Hydra had 1 more HP though. Yeah, this is totally fine. It loses 1 stat point due to its 3 attributes, exactly, yeah. So, I mean, yeah, this'll, if you choose to run Atlas, Volnar Creation Summon, then this is likely something you're going to want to consider. Then we've got Jack the Ripper here. So this was a card that was pretty hyped up by Ikeda as like a lore dude. So this is Owl Darkness level 0, 3/1/1, so pretty meh stats. And when this card destroys an enemy unit, you may put the top 2 cards of your deck into your cemetery. I really do not like this card at all. Maybe I have to test it, but I feel like, you know, for those stats, for what you're paying for those stats, for the effect, it's just, you know, compared to Kamaitachi Joe, right, who's a 5/2/1 for 0, like, he has so much, like, more in stats, and you're losing so much just for this guy to what, mill? Like, you know, if he was a 4/1/1 at least, I'd be like, okay, he threatens a lot of stuff. A 3/1/1, he's only really threatening level 0s, and like some level 1s, so it's just like, it's not. I mean, it's probably good in the Darkness deck. Probably. I will have to test it. But I'm not feeling this card, honestly. Then we have got a card I very much am feeling, and that is Durkanfar? I have no idea how to pronounce that. It's an Owl, Apparition, Darkness, all very relevant typing. It's a 1/4/1, so 4 HP. And the effect is when this card is used as a material for Abyss Concerto, you may count this as 2 cards or treat this as any level from 0 to 3. I think it's obvious why that is insane. Yes, this is bonkers. Yeah. Staple 4 off. I don't know what else to say. Staple 4 off. Okay, now we've got on to some very, very recent card reveals. I've been waiting to talk about this card for so long. Sergeant First Class Rampart Elephant. This is a 4/3/2 level 2 with touchdown. This gets plus 2 HP and Defender, so Defender will move it into the defensive zone at the end of your attack phase. This is phenomenal. 4/5/2 is very, very nice stats. Really, it's only losing out on 1 strike compared to the vanillas, right? And in exchange for that, you get Defender, which means you're getting a big, beefy thing in your defensive zone, which is really, really good. It's also got all the Wild Force synergies, of course, which will make it a threat. I'm just overall a very, very big fan of this card, and most importantly, it doesn't have counter, so it's not fighting for counter spaces. I reckon this will probably be a 3 to 4 off. It's a very, very powerful defensive tool, and in my opinion, the Zoo Force will be a control deck, so you'll want defensive tools like this. Next, we've got Guibel of Wales. This is an owl and dragon, so dragon typing. Keep Genesis Summon in mind. Counter, use this card's Eternal Sleep ability. Eternal Sleep, when this enters the field, choose one level 1 or lower owl unit from your damage zone and put it into your cemetery. So if you counter check this, this heals 2. If you play this, this heals 1. It doesn't matter how this enters play. This card is very strong. I think that's pretty clear. 6/4/2 as well. It's not really, it's not badly statted either. It's pretty reasonable stats. I think this is clearly powerful. This is like the opposite of checking a disaster. Instead of taking one more, you take one less. Like that's so good. I'm a big fan. Then we've got Shadow of Hades, and this is a really exciting card here. So this is Owl and Darkness. Counter, use this card's Spirit of the Underworld effect. Abyss Concerto. Condition, put 3 Darkness from your cemetery to the bottom of your deck. So that's a very easy condition to fulfill. And Spirit of the Underworld, when this enters the field, choose one level 0 Owl from your cemetery and special summon it. So, if you consider what you're getting here, checking this as a counter is not the best. It heals. It's giving you a level 0. It's okay. Can be nice, to give you something in the defensive zone. It's definitely not a bad effect, but there's a lot of competition for counter spots. The reason you're interested in this is, so considering the value you're going to be getting, if you play your Abyss Summoner for 2, Abyss Summon, get this out, get a level 0 out, and you've only used Summon 1, and you've still got an energy. So that's very valuable in terms of the value you're going to be getting there. You're basically making a board for free. Also worth saying that with all this darkness stuff, goes to bottom of deck, we're starting to see a very strong reason to be... I'll talk about that after this card here. Dark Djinn, this is an owl, apparition, and a darkness. Again, very relevant typing. And the counter is to special summon this level 2, 3, 2, 1. So now I'll sort of talk about this. I'm very clearly starting to see the reason why Genesis and Darkness, Genesis summoning and Abyss summoning can work together so well as a deck. And that is because Genesis summon shuffles. If you don't remember, let me quickly go over here and over this up. So here, just a reminder: creation summon or Genesis. Use this and put them to the bottom of your deck and special summon 1 dragon from your deck whose level is equal to or lower than total levels of materials, and you clearly shuffle after this effect. There's no way you search your deck for a level for something and you don't shuffle your deck. Now you're sort of starting to see with all these darknesses here with counter that you're putting back to the bottom of your deck to special summon out your Abyss Concerto. Now you can shuffle your deck as well. That's scary. So for example, you can imagine a scenario where you hard play your level 2, you Abyss Concerto, you put 3 to 5 counters on the bottom of your deck, then you untap 1 energy or you play a disaster or something, then you put down your Shiori, you revive your familiar, you creation summon into Magvarius, for example, which would be insane, get him off, and then you've shuffled your deck and you've got a load of counters back in your deck. That is phenomenally powerful, so scary. Really, really, really powerful idea. Then we've got Giant Armor Gashadokuro. So this, I suppose, leaked early. Not sure how that happened. I believe this is like I think this is intended for a while from now. The tweet got deleted or something, but yeah. Is what it is. So this is an apparition and a military, and the overdrive is to put the top 2 cards of your deck into its shield, and it has charge, shield, and breakthrough. This is really good because one of the weaknesses of drive-based decks is the fact that if your stuff gets removed, you're kind of screwed. You're falling behind. This having soul means that they're actually going to have to use their turn to remove it. They can't just flip some tasty piece of removal and send it out. Also, 7 attack is huge. This is a very powerful card for the strategy that is Apprentice, is what I was looking for, and you'll probably find yourself running this in Highlander as well. I can't imagine you won't. And the final card is a card I'm very excited about. Which I'll just put myself here for a second. And this is Schrodinger's Cat. Counter: choose 1 card in your cemetery and 1 card in your damage zone and swap them. That's some Angel Feather shit. And when you play it, choose 1 card in your damage zone and play it without paying its cost or using your summon cap. I think it's pretty clear that this card is ridiculous. There's no way you can't see this card is insane. It's a level 3 that lets you choose anything from your damage zone and play it. So sure, you're not going to getting access to your counters, but any of your really scary cards that don't have counter that could be in there. For example, Grand Galak. Okay, so I heal 1 and I get a Grand Galak out. That's insane. And if you damage check this earlier on in the game as well, you can set it up with, like, for example, a Magvarius. I love using that example, but imagine like you swap a Magvarius into your damage zone and then you slap down a Schrodinger's Cat and play it. That's terrifying. Like, that's so scary. I think this card is absolutely ridiculous, and you would be a fool not to be running it in decks that can. So yeah, that's it. That is this set of card reveals. I hope you... Oh, that is the wrong thing to chat. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If you did, please leave a like on the video. Please let me know which factions you're most excited for in the comment section down below, which decks you're most excited for. Please subscribe to the channel. We're approaching full-on Gate Ruler. Finally going to be able to start putting out some matches and doing proper deck testing and all that sort of stuff, so I'm very excited. And yeah, that's everything. So I will see you guys in a few days for the next video. Cheers.